Picture a world where the Arab and Muslim majority countries, from the deserts of North Africa to the mountains of Central Asia, form a unified nation, and with it a military alliance. In previous videos, we've discussed both the political and economic influence and might of such a union. In this video, we dig deep into the military power of such a united Muslim world. What if the collective military power of 59 nations is coordinated under a single strategic command, bringing together vast resources, advanced technology, and millions of soldiers? The military influence of such a union would be profound, with the potential to challenge current global powers and redefine the security architecture of the world. If you stick with us to the end, you will find out how this union would rank in terms of military power in comparison to the United States, Russia, and China, being the top 3 militaries in the world. The Arab and Muslim world is geographically blessed with control over some of the most critical choke points in global trade that can give them political influence like no other, as we've discussed before, but it would also add to their military strategy. The Strait of Hormuz, through which a significant portion of the world's oil passes, lies between Iran and the Arabian Peninsula. The Suez Canal in Egypt connects the Mediterranean to the Red Sea, while the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, between Yemen and the Horn of Africa, where Somalia and Djibouti are located, controls access to the Red Sea from the Indian Ocean. The Strait of Gibraltar, which is between Morocco and Spain, as well as the Malaysian Straits of Malacca, add more choke points to this united Muslim front. A united military alliance would have the power to control and protect these choke points, influencing global trade routes and the movement of naval forces, as well as acting as a fortified gateway against intruders, making it harder for invaders to launch attacks at will. The ability to secure these passages or to deny them to adversaries would give the bloc immense leverage in global conflicts and negotiations. Additionally, countries like Turkey and Pakistan, with their strategic positions near Europe and South Asia, respectively, would play crucial roles in securing the bloc's land borders and projecting power into neighboring regions. Turkey's control of the Bosphorus Strait, which connects the Black Sea to the Mediterranean, would add another layer of strategic depth to the alliance's military capabilities. The African side of this union is blessed with a natural barrier, the Sahara Desert, and some of the most challenging forests and savannas in Africa to the south. The Arab and Muslim world has a population of over 1.9 billion, providing a vast pool of potential soldiers. Countries like Pakistan, with one of the largest standing armies in the world and being the only Muslim nuclear power, and Egypt, with a well-trained, equipped, and battle-hardened military, would be the backbone of this alliance's ground forces. These armies, combined with the military capabilities of powerful nations like Turkey, Indonesia, and Iran, would create a formidable force capable of defending the bloc's interests across a vast geographical area. Adding to that every other region of that bloc, from the Balkan, African, Gulf, and Eurasian states and what they bring to the table, this army would be the most formidable. Smaller countries, such as Jordan and Morocco, while having less manpower, contribute highly trained and disciplined forces, often specializing in areas like special operations and counterterrorism. The unification of these diverse military traditions and expertise would allow the bloc to maintain a flexible and responsive military posture, capable of both conventional and unconventional warfare. But beyond the manpower, every single one of these states is equipped with advanced arms. If combined into one entity, it would be poised as the hegemony of the world. We will discuss this more in length in a bit. Beyond manpower and nuclear weapons, the military power of the bloc would also depend on its ability to develop and deploy advanced technology. Countries like Turkey and Iran have made significant strides in developing indigenous military technology, including drones, missiles, and electronic warfare systems. These capabilities would be enhanced through collaboration with other technologically advanced nations within the bloc, such as Pakistan, Malaysia, and Indonesia, which have growing technology and defense industries. Moreover, countries like the UAE and Saudi Arabia, with their vast financial resources, have acquired advanced equipment, but in this union, They could also fund research and development in cutting-edge military technologies, from cyber warfare to artificial intelligence. By pooling resources and expertise, the bloc could reduce its dependence on foreign arms suppliers, creating a self-sustaining military-industrial complex capable of meeting the needs of its forces and possibly even exceeding current Western military advancements. The bloc could also benefit from the industrial capabilities of countries like Turkey, Iran, Egypt, and Pakistan, which have large-scale military production facilities. These countries could mass-produce weapons, ammunition, and military equipment, ensuring that the bloc's forces are well supplied in times of conflict. Aside from the possibilities, we will be showcasing the power of this united Muslim nation and its current arsenal as of 2024 if we combine all of their manpower and arsenal. The air and naval forces of the United Arab and Muslim world would be crucial components of its military power. Countries like Saudi Arabia and the UAE have invested heavily in modern air forces, equipped with state-of-the-art fighter jets and advanced radar systems. Turkey, with its robust defense industry, contributes sophisticated drones and aerial systems that are ranked among the top in the world, while Iran brings a mix of conventional and asymmetric air capabilities, including both drones and ballistic missiles that are often reverse-engineered from caught Western assets. As for Egypt, it has long invested in its air power and benefited from U.S. military aid for decades. On the naval front, the bloc would have access to significant maritime resources. Turkey, with its growing blue water navy, and Pakistan, with its strategic ports and submarine capabilities, would lead the way in securing the bloc's maritime interests together with Egypt, which has one of the best naval arsenals in the Middle East. Smaller nations like Oman and Bahrain, though less powerful, contribute strategically located naval bases that could serve as key outposts for projecting power into the Indian Ocean and beyond. The integration of these air and naval forces into a unified command structure that is strategically placed across this united body would allow the bloc to dominate the skies and seas of its region, providing air superiority and maritime control in key theaters of operation. This capability would be critical for protecting the bloc's interests, from defending its borders to ensuring the security of vital trade routes. In addition to conventional military power, the bloc would also have significant capabilities in asymmetric warfare and special operations. Countries like Iran and groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon have developed sophisticated networks for unconventional warfare, including the use of proxy forces and cyber operations, as well as a sophisticated tunnel network when it comes to Hezbollah and the Palestinian resistance, like Hamas, inspired by Vietnam's strategy with its war with the United States. These capabilities would complement the conventional military strengths of the bloc, providing a tactical advantage in conflicts where traditional military approaches may be less effective. Special operations forces from countries like Egypt, Syria, Jordan, and Morocco, known for their expertise in counterterrorism and unconventional warfare, would be crucial assets in this regard to exchange knowledge with Iranian, Lebanese, and Palestinian counterparts. These elite units could conduct precision strikes, gather intelligence, and support allied forces in complex and hostile environments, giving the bloc a flexible and adaptable military edge. A united military bloc would also have a profound impact on regional security within the Arab and Muslim world itself. The ability to coordinate military efforts could help address internal conflicts and threats, from insurgencies in North Africa to civil wars in Central and Eastern Africa as well as in the Middle East. By providing a unified security framework, the bloc could stabilize regions plagued by conflict, often due to lesser military capabilities in these regions, reducing the influence of external powers and creating conditions for long-term peace and development. A united intelligence unit would also be able to counter any espionage efforts and collect the necessary intelligence to thwart any Western-led operations against this united bloc. Countries like Algeria and Tunisia, with their experience in counterinsurgency, could play key roles in stabilizing the Sahel region, while the combined efforts of Gulf states and Turkey could bring stability to the Levant and the Arabian Peninsula. This focus on regional security would not only enhance the bloc's internal cohesion but also increase its influence in global security affairs. As for how formidable would such a united military under one banner be? Let us take a look at the numbers. If the 59 Muslim nations unite, with already 5 of them in the top 20 militaries in the world, which in order of power are Turkey, Pakistan, Indonesia, Iran, and Egypt, just imagine what the 54 remaining nations would provide in terms of manpower and arsenal. This united Muslim nation will have a population of 1.9 billion people, making it the most populous nation in the world. Blessed with a young population, more than half of the population is manpower, at around 900 million, with 700 million of them being fit for service. A united Muslim nation would have more than 19.6 million total troops, with 5.5 million active and ready to be deployed at a moment's notice, 4.6 million in reserve, and 9.5 paramilitary forces that can integrate into the official military forces. This is by far going to be the #1 nation in terms of manpower, as no other would have as many troops ready for war. As for air power, the bloc would possess a total of 11,000 military aircraft, which include around 2,500 fighter jets, 1,100 attack helicopters, 800 transport aircraft, and thousands of drones, among others in the arsenal. This would make them a formidable force, exceeding both Russian and Chinese air power combined and being on par with the United States in terms of quantity. When looking at the land power, this unified bloc would have 30,500 tanks at its disposal, more than 570,000 armored fighting vehicles, 9,000 self-propelled artillery, 20,100 towed artillery, and 7,000 rocket projectors. This combined land power would take more than the current top 20 nations combined to have equal power or the entirety of NATO, and they wouldn't even stand a chance when it comes to land power. The naval power of this united front has a total of around 2,500 assets, which include 2 helicopter carriers, 2 destroyers, 87 frigates, 112 corvettes, 65 submarines, around 1,400 patrol vessels, and 100 mine warfare deploying capabilities in their naval arsenals. While they don't have as many destroyers as other top militaries, they do have an asymmetrical advantage in other areas of their naval fleet. A key element in the military strength of a united Arab and Muslim world would be the possession of nuclear weapons. Pakistan, an essential member of such a bloc, already stands as a nuclear-armed state with an advanced missile program. Incorporating Pakistan's nuclear capabilities into the bloc's military strategy would offer a formidable deterrent to external threats. Combined with Iran's advanced missile technology, this nuclear deterrent would allow the bloc to project its influence well beyond its borders. Though the use of nuclear weapons would always remain a last resort, their mere existence would force global powers to tread carefully, ensuring the bloc's interests are taken seriously on the world stage. Iran's decades-long progress in nuclear development further solidifies the roles of both Iran and Pakistan as central figures in using nuclear deterrence to repel potential aggressors. Currently, Pakistan holds 170 nuclear warheads and is one of 9 nations across the globe that has nuclear warheads. While this might not arm a united Muslim bloc with an overwhelming nuclear stockpile, it is more than sufficient to act as a powerful deterrent, with room for further expansion if needed. Pakistan's inclusion in this bloc gives a united Muslim front a decisive strategic edge. Knowing all of these capabilities, it becomes evident why the West fights any effort to unite the Muslims and always injects terrorism within the region to disunite them. If this bloc unites and exchanges its expertise, manufacturing capabilities, and technological advancements, it would be the most advanced and equipped nation in the world within a matter of a decade or 2. This is again why the Western powers would not allow it to happen as they pursue a unipolar world so vehemently. We see them treating Russia and China as threats to the world when, in fact, it is the West that is a threat to the world. There are 800 US bases around the globe in every single corner of the world, surrounding every country that dares to compete with the US. No other nation does that. On the global stage, the military power of a united Arab and Muslim world would significantly alter the balance of power, but would they be left to unite? The United States, with its extensive military presence in the Middle East, would have to recalibrate its strategies and alliances if such a unity was established. NATO, traditionally focused on Europe, might face new challenges in managing its relationships with Turkey and other bloc members. But neither the United States nor Europe would let such a thing happen, as they know the consequences. No more exploitation of these nations they've helped disunite. No more appointing the government they like and toppling those they don't. It would spell disastrous for their plans of modern colonialism. This united Muslim and Arab nation would reign supreme when it comes to manpower and its land arsenal, with its air assets being enough in terms of quantity, however, would be technologically behind. While the naval assets are sizable, they still do not compete with the destroyers the United States, Russia, and China possess. This united Muslim nation would be formidable, likely competing to be one of the top 5 militaries. It can easily be the #1 military in the world if it strives to pool resources and expertise, exceeding Russia, China, and the United States combined. Russia and China, while potential allies, would also need to navigate the complexities of this new power. The bloc's military capabilities could make it a key player in global arms control discussions, peacekeeping missions, and counterterrorism efforts. Its influence would extend far beyond its borders, shaping the global security environment in ways that are difficult to predict. But, unlike the US or Europe, neither Russia nor China would want to hinder such a unity. But could there be a change of heart if the initiative of unity commences? Russia and China have deployed strategies in foreign policy that strengthen economies and provide growth in recent years, while the US and Europe still deploy divide and conquer. Of course, achieving such unity would not be without its challenges. The Arab and Muslim world is diverse, with deep-seated rivalries and differing strategic priorities, but all of this can be reconciled. Overcoming these differences to create a cohesive unity that would strengthen its military force, economy, and prosperity would require significant diplomatic effort and a shared vision of collective security. However, if these challenges could be met, the potential rewards would be immense. A united military bloc would provide security for its member states, protect their interests on the global stage, and contribute to a more stable and just world order away from the unipolar world of the 20th and early 21st centuries. This multipolar world would have a power that is with the Muslims, a power that is able to protect them as a whole. The military influence of a united Arab and Muslim world would be formidable, built on a foundation of strategic geography, vast manpower, advanced technology, and nuclear capabilities. This bloc would have the power to challenge existing global military powers, protect its interests, and contribute to regional and global security. While the path to such unity would be complex, the potential for a new military power that reflects the values and aspirations of the Arab and Muslim world is a vision that could reshape the future of global security. If you like this video, we would appreciate a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this, consider subscribing to Mind Polish. Thank you for being with us to the end, and until next time.